Hi, and welcome to Art 1 and 2 with Mr. Gibbons. This is an overview of our workbook that you'll be getting towards the beginning of our course. So it's called the Art Students Workbook. It's a book that I wrote and sell on Amazon, so there are art teachers all over the world that are using my book. And I do share some of our projects and stuff, and I'll talk to you about that individually with about 15,000 other art teachers from all over the world. It's a unique approach to art education, but I find that it's something that's worked for me for the last 30 years. If you're interested to find out a little bit more about me and my history, you can click that little link above in the video, and that will take you to that particular video. So it's kind of unusual in art class to use a workbook, but I find that it's just a great place to kind of keep all of our stuff together. And actually, it's just all of the worksheets I've created over 30 years kind of put into one book, and I thought other art teachers might find it interesting, so I did create it as a book. So the beginning of the workbook, once you fill in your name and stuff, is going to have our class rules and stuff and expectations, and the very beginning of it is going to have our art elements and principles. So there's some vocabulary in the book to kind of keep everything sort of situated for you, and there's some extra information in the book to kind of help you out if you kind of forget information. I'll point that out to you as we go through the course. But this is a way to kind of keep it all in one space so that if you have a quiz or a test coming up, you can just pull out the workbook, study a little bit, and you're good to go. We're also going to have pages in here that kind of help teach about the emotional values of color and shape. You don't have to color something blue because it's blue. You can color it blue because blue has a certain emotional value to it that you feel is expressive of what it is you want to create. So you're not going to be stuck with this idea that you have to do something the color or shape that it is because that's what it is. You can use art and manipulate and reshape reality to express what it is that you want to express through your artwork. And that's something key to my course. If two students have the same exact outcome, the same project at the end of a project, then I've sort of failed, because you need to have your uniqueness, your point of view shine through your work. And all of my projects will be open-ended in such a way that everyone will have different solutions to the problems, essentially, that I propose to you that are solved through art. So we'll go through a little bit more, and here's an example of a project page, and here's some student projects that are based on it. So sometimes our pre-project planning is going to be sketching. So you would do 9 thumbnails in here, and then they would later be transcribed into a painting kind of project. So it's really simple. 9 important things. What are 9 of the most important things to you? They can be real, like a dog or a person, or a feeling like love or freedom. What are the 9 things you do not want to live without? Write each one in the box below and draw a simple symbol for each. If nature was important to you, you could draw a leaf. So this would be our lead up page. This would kind of work as our sketch. And then this is a project I've done to kind of teach the color wheel without having to do a color wheel, because I find color wheels absolutely boring. I'd rather stick forks in my eyes than have to do a color wheel. But we can get the same concept of a color wheel by doing an actual art project. So that would be one way to do it. Sometimes I have a page here called Who Am I? And you would be listing the things that you know about yourself to be true, and then things that other people assume about you. And they may be very different kinds of things. And then we can do a project based on that. So here's another example of that. The inside is how you know yourself to be, and the outside may be how you perceive the outside world or how the outside world perceives you. And you could see that everyone could do a similar base project, but everybody's ideas and visual representations would be different. So the book will continue, and there's going to be lots of different kinds of techniques in there, like how to do shading with cross-hatching and stuff. There'll be perspective. There's facial proportions in here, so how you can draw a human face and make it look human. There is an exercise we do every Monday, and that's our famous art quotes. So we will read a famous art quote. You will try and interpret what are they trying to say by it, and then you're going to write 3 lines about what is your interpretation. What are they teaching us? What are they trying to show you? And this is opinion. But once you get 6 of them done, then I can grade it as a quiz grade. And if you're fully participating and the writing is on topic, you get an easy 100. The only time you would get a low grade would be if it's incomplete thoughts, off topic, And it's really not hard. It's opinion based, and you're just kind of participating in that process of reading, interpreting, and writing. So we do that again every Monday. There is a section in here on a research paper that you'll have to do. There are two different kinds. I have one for Art 1 and one for Art 2. So they are different, but they are based on art history, and there's lots of information in this workbook to kind of help you understand the art from the Renaissance time through pop art. So we go from the 1400s to the 1960s. And then towards the back, we have some more pages on video notes. At some point, I may give you a YouTube video to watch, and then you need to write down some facts about what it is that you're seeing and learning and understanding, and then it's an easy thing for me to grade. If you have your 20 facts or however many I am assigning, then you have an easy 100. So that will also help us meet our art history requirements for the course that's in our curriculum. And then we do have some critique pages in the back and some pages for grading and rubrics. So all of this together is our workbook, and we will use this often. So you'll make sure you get your copy. It might be this one, or because I wrote it, I can photocopy my own book, and I will make that available to you. All right, thank you very much. We're going to have a good time this year.